the East Riding of Yorkshire. Nearly 1,000 square miles of some of Britain's most idyllic countryside. It's one of the largest police divisions in the country, with one of the least amounts of crime. But the traffic cops here are busier than ever. The many long, winding and exhilarating roads mean one thing. It's a playground for bikers.
Enjoyment on a bike isn't about riding in a straight line fast. Enjoyment on a bike is all about riding along twisty, bendy roads that challenge your riding ability. And there's quite a lot of those in the East Riding.
But for all the joy in the division, there's also tragedy. Last year, 5 people were killed in bike crashes here, and another 50 were seriously injured.
The people who are dying are males aged between 25 and 50 on sports bikes or sports tourers with engine size above 500cc, and the stereotypical crash will be excess speed for a given set of circumstances, or excess speed on a bend and losing control on a bend.
PC Dennis is a biker himself, as well as being a traffic cop. He's trying to cut the speeds and reduce the death toll by targeting the small minority who want to ride beyond the limit.
Got a hardcore nucleus of stupid, dangerous, inconsiderate riders who are intent on riding their motorcycles as fast as they possibly can.
PC Dennis's Honda VFR can do 155 miles per hour. But more importantly, it's equipped with some of the latest crime-fighting gear designed to catch the bad bikers on camera.
We've got the camera mounted there, which captures all the evidence. And in here, we've got the recorder. This is what I showed the roadside. I can replay this and show the offenders what the evidence is.
A picture says 1,000 words, doesn't it?
Today, PC Dennis is hunting for unsuspecting law-breaking bikers near the village of Wetwang. With his colleagues, PC's Ian John and Sarah White, who are keeping watch just down the road. The speed limit is 30 miles an hour. Considerably less than this bike rider's observing.
Yeah, red and white one coming towards you from Tibthorpe. We're trying to make progress to catch it up now.
He's going like a bat out of hell. But with PC Dennis lying in wait, he might soon be a dead duck.
The information I had over the radio was this bike was travelling at very, very high speed and was just leaving Ian and Sarah way behind.
He's out of our view now. We're 90 to a ton and...
He was so fast, all they could put out was a description of a red V-twin.
Just a red and white bike.
Ian knew it was a V-twin by the engine noise because he's a motorcyclist himself. But he was so fast that it was clear to Ian and clear to Sarah that there's only one thing on his mind, and that's riding as fast as he can.
Yeah, white helmet I think and black jacket.
And sure enough, a red V-twin motorcycle comes up to the junction. But before I can actually get anywhere near him, he's just absolutely disappeared. He has nailed that throttle. He was up in the distance, half a mile, 3/4 mile ahead of me.
Black jacket with white on it.
Some vehicles on the road ahead have come to PC Dennis's aid. They've helped him catch up with the speeding biker. Now his camera equipment is catching the evidence.
He'd been slowed down by traffic, a tractor and so on. So I just followed him. We overtook 2 or 3 cars. I think there was a goods vehicle in there. And then I noted his speed getting up to about 100, 110 miles an hour on my speedo.
PC Dennis has got all the evidence he needs. But somehow, he must now stop the rider.
Every time we follow a bike, the first thing that's in my mind is safety. However, it was getting towards the tolerances of where I'm not prepared to continue.
Luckily, there's a roundabout coming up, where, as part of the plan, more of his team have been positioned. The rider made a big mistake not spotting a cop on his tail, but at least he's seen the ones ahead.
When he saw the unmarked car at the roundabout, and his head dropped and he shook his head as if to say, oh no, what trouble am I in? I then pulled alongside him and he took one look at me and his head dropped even further. And it was clear that he knew the gravity of the problem he was facing.
The look on your face says it all.
But the video will show him even more.
Here's the video. Camera's in there. Now watch my speeds compared to yours. I'm staying with you. 75, 76, 80. Big overtake on the caravan. Standard of riding isn't that good, I have to say that. 103, 107, 109, 110. That's the evidence, which will be put before the magistrates.
The man's Honda SP1 is a model that was raced to victory at the TT on the Isle of Man. It's been built for speed and middle-aged enthusiasts.
30-something male, race rep bike, albeit a 1990s race rep bike, an SP1, but falls into the stereotypical problem motorcyclist that we have. I think he's looking at certainly lots of points and heavy fine and possibly losing his licence.
The possibility of losing his licence has hit the rider hard.
He's only just holding himself together. See his lip quivering, he's in a real state. We've told him to go and compose himself and pull the bike over.
I feel quite sorry for the guy. However, he's in control of the bike. If his licence was so precious to him, he should have thought more about what he was doing.
I'm not bothered about my job, really. It's a toy out there. It's stupid.
Very stupid. Slow yourself down, mate. All right?
He'd been deliberately riding at a very high speed for a sustained amount of time, and he's only got himself to blame.
It's a typical summer's day in the country, just the kind that attracts bikers out for a ride. Inevitably, though, one has come off.
Yeah, so just confirmed the junction of the B1400. Right on here.
The traffic cops have got a 40-mile drive to get to the accident scene on a country lane in North Lincolnshire.
It's usually just excess speed, overtaking in inappropriate places, wrong side of the road.
But this is no ordinary motorbike accident.
It appears that it's a head-on collision, that motorcycle and horse at Florida.
Yeah,
There's a horse involved.
Do you want to look at calling an ambulance and possibly a vet? Anything that involves a horse is usually serious. And if they are injured, they can be very, very unpredictable. And obviously you've got an issue there with a rider on the horse. The rider could be unseated, the horse could be charging up the main road. I'll just check and see how the rider is. Getting vehicles out of the way.
The accident has happened round a sharp, blind bend.
The first thing I noticed was that there was a skid mark on the road. A single skid mark, so obviously I know there's a fairly good chance that's from the actual motorcycle. The skid mark is a good 2 feet on the opposite side of the road from where it should have been. So straight away I'm thinking motorbike's in the wrong side of the road.
There's no sign of the horse.
How's he doing?
But the motorcyclist is still here, waiting to be taken to hospital.
How you doing?
Well, I've done better. Yeah.
Have you got fully comp? You know?
I'm sure it would be, yeah.
Do you want me to sort out recovery for you?
I'm only down in messages.
Okay, I'll come see you at the hospital. Thanks. What's happened to the horse, you know?
The bike rider's injuries are not too serious, but he came off worse than the horse and rider.
Is your horse okay?
Yeah, they've hosed him down. He's just got a couple of cuts, but...
There was actually 2 horses involved, and there was 2 riders. One of the horses had bolted, but they'd got a hold of it, and the horse had been taken away to a local farm.
A lucky escape for the horse after being struck by this brute.
It's a Honda 750 Africa Twin. It's a real big, powerful off-road heavy machine. Can't do that, so I'll take that. He skidded that much on the tyre. The tyre's actually blistered and almost hit a flat spot on the tyre. So he's been braking really hard.
The markings on the road tell the tale of what happened.
30-foot skid mark.
Yeah.
Follow that along to here. Well, that...
Just as the skidding bike laid down crucial evidence on the road surface, so did the horse.
These are the hoof prints off the horse. This is where the point of impact's been. So you've got to ask yourself a question. Why is the motorcyclist on the wrong side of the road going round the bend?
That's a question the bike rider won't be able to answer until after he's been treated in hospital. In the meantime, PC Dowell, a biker as well, has his own theory.
He'd been extending his view around the corner. He'd been approaching blind near side bend, which means your view is severely restricted. Now, the only way to make that view better is to go over the white line.
And that means trouble.
Yeah, picture his back tyre as well.
Yeah. As soon as you do that, you're driving without due care and attention because you're on the opposite side of the road.
Happy with their conclusion, the scene can be tidied up and the bike put somewhere safe.
I didn't want him to go to hospital, have his injuries treated, and then go back and find his motorbike was missing and then report a stolen motorbike. Oh, beautiful.
It's a big fella.
It weighed about 600 kilograms. It was massive. It's a big beast, isn't it? Eh? I've got it. Right. Need two of us. Could have done with three, actually.
Few bikes get away from PC Dennis on his Honda. Even fewer will get away from his brand new Suzuki. It's a Hayabusa, a superbike with a top speed of 190 miles an hour. The Hayabusa is a Japanese bird of prey, a fitting name for a predator of bad bikers. First stop this afternoon is the local biking cafe to show visitors the cops mean business.
I take the Hayabusa to Motorcycle Cafe. It breaks down barriers.
Bit of a giveaway, isn't it?
I struggle to get the speed anyway.
It's a cult bike. You know, people will be stood round looking at it, bumping their gums, sharp and take a breath. Is it really a police bike? And what a police got that for? It's great because it gives me an opportunity to interact with the riders and talk about why we're there.
Has it got a camera on it then?
Yeah, which is linked to the video on the bike. Evidence quality as well, so it could be used to court if needs be.
And hopefully it just plants that seed of doubt that next time they open the throttle, next time they're riding too fast, that we may just be there watching them.
The CAF is a gateway to some of the best motorcycling roads in the country, a mecca for bikers, some of whom like to ride their luck.
Quite often we find that some motorcyclists will be trying to show off. They'll pop a wheelie or do something silly in front of everybody else just to get some attention.
But it's a different kind of display that PC Dennis is witnessing near the CAF today.
I saw two motorcyclists come up to the junction waiting to turn right towards York. Shortly afterwards, a car pulled up behind them. And as the motorcyclist pulled away, the car pulled out quickly and tried to cut them up, almost forced one of the bikes off the road. That's dangerous driving on behalf of the car.
Bike riders are normally very welcome in East Yorkshire, but perhaps not by everybody, it seems.
I saw the car swerve across the road. We forced them to change the path, made them slow down. What I'd seen, it was a deliberate act by the car driver. That outraged me, really.
This time, PC Dennis is sticking up for his fellow motorcyclists.
Motorcyclists are flesh and blood. They don't have this tin can around them. They don't have the airbags and the seat belts and the crumple zones. It wasn't done carelessly. It was a deliberate act by the car driver.
Everything you just did with those two bikes, It's caught on this video.
Yeah.
Do you want to see it?
No.
You don't?
You see, they must have been waiting there about 5 minutes.
Yeah, for the traffic to come through.
They flew past me.
Okay, that's irrelevant. At the junction, you almost had one off.
A lot of people say, no, I'm not interested in seeing it. They don't want to see what they've done and how bad it is.
He was waiting at a junction to pull out. He pulled out and you took a wide line and caused him to swerve.
But I noticed that he had enough room on numerous occasions to get out onto the road.
So what you're saying is...
I didn't know whether they were going to put the bikes down.
Because he didn't pull out quick enough, you didn't like that?
No.
Well, that's careless driving.
I then spoke to the motorcyclist and got their side of the story.
It was on the KTM. That was you?
Yes, I've been coming back from sort of Scarborough area. I went to pass him, he sped up. I went to pass him again later on, and he sped up again. But I thought, well, it's okay, road's clear, so I carried on, and then he started swerving like this, and I had to brake really hard, frightened me to death, and then he's just acting like an idiot.
I was seriously contemplating prosecuting the driver of the car.
To do that, I'll need statements from the pair of you. Are you prepared to go to court on what's happened?
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
If you're more than me,
he's using his car to bully me off road.
Going back to the driver, he had his own allegations. He had his own stories to say about what had been going on.
Well, you see, they've caught me up coming over from I don't know what the place is. I've just been on the back road. They've caught me up. They've gone past me, and then what? The driver at the back who's got like orange discs, I think they are, on his car. He's gone past me doing the sign.
Right. You were trying to intimidate him. You were using your car to intimidate that rider.
Yes, but I'm presuming they're going to get off the bikes to do something to the car or something. They've slowed down for me to catch them up. I don't know why. And I didn't know what he was doing with his feet. I mean, he's gone past us once with his foot out, showing his arms.
That's because at the junction, you almost forced him off the road. I think the way you're driving, sir, is not appropriate, and I think your attitude to motorcyclists is appalling.
The passenger in the car supports the driver's side of the argument.
I was feeling threatened by the action of those motorcyclists. The one with the orange wheels was coming past us on several occasions, giving the sign.
Okay.
We overtook it. Jack overtook him at safe places, one thing or another. But I mean, the guy on the orange one, he was just provoking Jack, if you ask me.
I've got a car driver and his passenger saying one thing, two motorcyclists saying another. It became apparent that there was more to it, and that this had been going on for some time, which is the typical road rage incident, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
Guys!
The unusual situation calls for some unconventional diplomacy.
Either both of them get prosecuted for dangerous driving or careless driving, or they shook hands and made up.
It's road rage and it's got to stop, hasn't it? And it can't go on. In future, if you interact with a car and you don't like what they do, stop, pull over, let him go. Don't continue. Next time, don't interact with bikes. Don't have anything to do with them if you don't like what they're doing, because it's only going to end up in one thing, and that's somebody dying. Today, both of you could have been going to court for careless driving. We need to be a bit more grown up and forget about it. All right?
Yeah.
Think on, please.
They were happy to take a slap on the wrist, one for a better term. It's not the easy way out. I did see the driver of the car drive dangerously, but it's similar to a domestic dispute. Sometimes you have to allow the parties to have their own say without being judge and jury.
In North Lincolnshire, it's time for the horse rider to have her say about what happened in the accident with the skidding motorbike. And that means filling out forms.
It's a big 20-page document that has all the insurance details, driving licence details, the either rider or the driver or the passengers, if there's witnesses. What sort of horse have you got? What make is it?
What brand of model?
What model is it? CC? Is it what?
Thoroughbred warm blood.
Is it a 1 horsepower?
Well,
Has
not so sure sometimes.
What's it called? A thoroughbred what?
Thoroughbred warm blood.
Right. Is that its sort of breed?
That's its breed, yeah.
How many hands is he?
16
I know what I'm talking
two.
about, aye? See? Aye?
16-2.
So he's a big horse then?
Yeah.
Has he got any sort of cuts or...?
He's got a few grazes on him, but I've checked all his legs and he's fine.
Right, so other than a few grazes then?
Yeah, just a few grazes, that's all.
Right. Tell me what happened then.
We were single file, we were stopped near that telegraph pole just before the bend.
Then what happened? So,
He came round the bend, he was very close to the white line on his side of the road, but he was very close to it. From what it looked like he'd brake because he suddenly wobbled, went on its side, and he was sliding towards me. And he made contact with my horse, and my horse was just trying to clamber out of the way. And that's when I came off and landed on the side of the road. And my horse ran off up the road.
and that ties in straight away because he was on the wrong side of the road. Well, I knew that anyway from the skid map when I got to the scene. Okay. All right. Thanks so much. Bye.
I think he's okay. He was very badly shook up. He's got a few grazes on his legs, but I think he'll be okay. I'm just going to keep my eye on him all day and just... I mean, he's not going to like... But I know as soon as I get back on him, if we see a bike now on the road, he's going to go mad.
PC Dowell is happy the motorbike rider was at fault for the accident, but he's visiting him in hospital to see if he can get it from the horse's mouth.
Knowing how many horses are down that road and how sandy that sometimes gets, we're ever so careful down there. That's what annoys me, you know. What the hell happened?
I was just coming to that. I was just going to ask you that.
Because I cannot remember.
Cannot remember?
No.
Oh, all right. For some obscure reason, he just could not remember anything to do with the collision at all. What time did you set off at him? Can you remember that?
No.
No?
No.
I think the only thing I could remember was he'd lost his wallet.
Somebody found my wallet.
And that was it. That's the only thing I could remember.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
As in all road accidents, the man is being breath tested.
It's at 0. Alright, so I'm happy with that.
Drink isn't the cause of his memory loss. Whatever did happen, he will have some painful memories from a broken ankle.
They've x-rayed the ankle. Road.
When the bike's skidded, he's broken the golden rule of motorcyclists. If you're involved in a collision, never, ever, ever hold on to the motorbike because it'll just hurt you, and it'll hurt you very badly.
Another motorcyclist has been hurt very badly in another unusual collision.
Just getting a report of RTC.
Out in the North Lincolnshire countryside.
A man on a motorbike at high speed, he's landed in the ditch.
All I knew was a motorcyclist involved in an accident and the bike was in a ditch. I had to go to the next junction on the motorway and come off there and then travel along country lanes and mainly B roads to try and get to the location.
PC Graham McNally has been beaten to the scene by an ambulance. Its crew have picked up the injured rider and have the details about what happened.
How's he looking?
Facial injuries.
Is that it?
Hit with a pheasant quite massively.
Oh, in the face?
Yeah.
A flying pheasant has struck him in the face.
All right, brilliant. Lovely. See you soon. Thanks. See you later. You do get a lot of pheasants that do fly out and people do unfortunately hit them. And this poor man had taken it right in his face, which when you're on a bike isn't the best of ideas.
No, they'll be all right.
Arriving on scene, everyone else had gone apart from the witness, the first responders and the bike.
The first responders are local volunteers with first aid training.
We've seen the back end of the bike in the dike, and our first instinct is to check the person out for injuries. We was mainly concerned about spinal, because you get that with bikes, but he had no spinal injury, no head injuries, just facial.
So I actually thought he'd gone this side. He was obviously coming where the van is now.
Right.
The pheasant flew out across the front of the car and hit him straight in the visor.
Right.
And he swerved behind the car. And I thought he had gone this side, and when I've come back, he was down here. He was actually underneath that.
He was underneath it?
Yeah.
You know where his registration number is?
It's all his bikes down in here. That's his visor.
There's no registration, is there?
Bits of bike are all over the place, but the bulk of it is intact, unlike the pheasant.
Some down there.
It's a Honda CBR, probably a 600 LR.
Actually, looking at that, it might even be a... Yeah, cancel that, I think it's a 900cc. In a car, you've got plenty of crash areas which can absorb the impact. On a motorbike, all you've got is your helmet and your leathers.
You'll be missing a tree.
The gent's been heading towards Messingham, and as you can see, just further down the road, He's left the carriageway. He's then gone straight into the ditch, which is quite a steep drop really, into a narrow ditch, narrowly missing a rather substantial tree. And then the bike fell with him just beyond the tree, and that's where he's been found. Gate 3, Spencer's garage are happy that they're going to move it. It's not nice to run an animal over.
Whoa, you're out!
People do try and swerve to avoid them, and unfortunately it results in a lot of accidents. It's the first time I've ever known anyone be hit by a pheasant in the visor. It looked like it just took his visor straight off and carried on through the helmet into his face.